What's going on, people? And welcome to Have Your Say right here on the Baby Fathers platform. I got the name of DJ Riddler, and I'm one of your hosts. Well, I am the host on the Baby Fathers, which you don't mostly see me every Sunday is right on your screen. All right. So listen, I'm gonna say thank you to everybody who's locked in, everyone who's been supporting the channel. We definitely appreciate it. All right. So before I even start, I want to start seeing who we got inside the building today first. All right. So I believe we are all live on the Facebook, on the YouTube, and we're also live on the Instagram as well. All right. So I want to know who's inside the building. Just drop me some fire emojis to let me know who's inside this evening right here on the channel. All right. I don't know what's going on here, but yeah, I think we're live on the YouTube, and we're also live on the Facebook. Somehow on the Instagram, I doesn't seem to be on there at the moment, but I will be talking to the technical team to find out why we are not there. All right. So today's topic, let me line it up. Let me line it up. Today's topic right here on Have Your Say. Let's get up right here, right up on the screen. Introducing new partners to your child. That is today's topic, introducing your child to a new partner. Also as well, before we get into it, this is the phone number. If you do want to have your say, that is the number right there on the screen to get at us. All right, that is on the phone lines, so you can call up and have your say. All right, so new topic. So the topic today is introducing new partners to your child. All right. So we do have a caller online. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name's Leanne, and I'm calling from London.
Hi, Leanne. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right. So today's topic is introducing a new partner to your child. What's your take on that? How long do you think should be to introduce your child to a new partner?
It does depend, but I would say maybe around a year. A year is a long time, but I feel like it gives you enough time to kind of see the person's true values, their kind of ambitions, and where they're kind of going in life. And I feel like you do need kind of up to a year to really understand someone and where they're going.
So when you're talking about ambitions, what kind of ambitions would you be looking for?
Just kind of like working towards a better life, you know. I know what I bring to the table. I know what I've conditioned my children with. And I feel like if I'm going to introduce someone to my children, I would like them to kind of condition my children with the same mindset that I have already installed in my kids, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So are you saying that if the partner, say like the partner you've met, if he's not bringing anything to the table, would you have him around your child?
No.
Why is that?
Because I feel like they can't add any value, and it's just dead weight.
So when you're talking about values, what kind of values would you need him to teach your child?
I just feel like self-care, self-love, self-respect. You know, if you don't hold that as a person, then what can you teach my child? If you're still struggling as a person, as an individual, what can you teach my child if you don't even have the answers?
So if you're talking about not teaching your child, would there be any reason for you to even be in a relationship with that person then if he can't offer you your child
Exactly,
nothing?
yeah. I don't think I would be in a relationship.
So if you had a partner, we'll say your ex-partner, if your ex-partner was in a new relationship and he said to you that he wanted to introduce your child to the new person, would you have a problem with that?
Nope.
Why is that?
I feel like if they're happy and they believe they are doing the right thing and this is what they want to do, who am I to stop that?
Okay. And if he had a situation, if your ex-partner had a problem with you introducing someone new to your child, how would you go about that?
How would I go about that?
Yeah.
If they had a problem, if I was dating someone,
Yeah, and you said to your ex-partner that you want to introduce your child to a new person.
reason with them firstly, figure out what is the problem and why they have the issue, and then kind of go from there.
Okay. All right, that was a good question. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for giving us a call. Thank you for your answers. And yeah. All right. Take
Thank you
care.
so much
Thanks for
for
the
having
call.
me. Thank you. Bye bye.
Take care now. Bye bye. All right. So the question is to everybody: introducing new partners to your child. What is your take on that? What would you do in that situation? The phone number online is, I'll get up for you right now. This is the phone number right here: 07561033577. I want to big up to everyone right now who is watching on the YouTube and on the Facebook. I definitely go and big up to you lot. So yeah, let's see who else is there. Just finished, got a missed call here. Hold on a minute, everybody. Just got a missed call on the phone. Hold on, let's see who this person is.
Hello,
Hello, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Natasha calling from South London.
Hi, Natasha. Is it Natasha? Did I say it right?
Yeah, Natasha.
Okay, so apologies. Wasn't too sure if I heard properly or not. All right. So what is your understanding or take on introducing your child to a new partner?
I heard what the previous caller said. I know she put a time scale of about a year. I don't think it's something you can put a specific time frame on, because it really depends on the relationship you're in with your new partner.
Yeah.
Because you can have been dating somebody for a year and you may not have got to know them that well within that year, or you could have spent loads of time and know them very well within the year. So I think it's difficult to say it's definitely a year. But in terms of a minimum period, I don't think it should be something you should be rushing into, because you need to take time to evaluate the person to be as sure as you can be that that person is not going to be like a danger to your child or cause any kind of issue with the child or children, etc.
So how long would you roughly say then?
Um,
If it was in your situation?
I mean, I think minimum a year is a good starting point. But for me personally, I wouldn't pinpoint and say it has to be a year or it has to be 2 years, because, like I said, it really depends on the nature of your relationship. So, say for example, if you're somebody where you're with that person, you've got together, that person wants to move in after a year, I don't think that's a good idea if you've got children. So you wouldn't be looking to introduce them that soon. So maybe year and a half, 2 years. You can't really judge a person in just a year, because lots of people are all right at the beginning, and then when you get to know them proper, you then get to see different things that come out in their character, etc., that you may not have seen had you just been introduced them after the year. And also it depends that how they act around the child when you first introduce them. You might introduce them the first time after the unit is after, and then you've introduced the child for no reason. So I think it's difficult to put a specific time frame as to when you should introduce. You as the parent should be able to judge that person and make a decision based upon your child's well-being.
So if you introduce your child to the partner, let's say if it did get to that stage, what kind of things would you want for your partner to able to show your child?
I think it was Leanne, or the last lady, what she said in terms of, I don't think I'd be looking for teaching as such, because ultimately the responsibility is going to fall to you as the parent and the other co-parent, assuming the other parent is co-parenting. So you're not necessarily looking just for teaching, that's a bonus. So you'd want them to have proper values and morals to be able to show your child in terms of behavior. Discipline, obviously, I don't think they should be heavily involved in discipline, but there needs to be respect there from the child being shown to the other person who you introduce.
And if your ex-partner had a problem with you introducing your child to having his child around someone else, how would you go about that?
I think it depends on the dynamic between you and and the ex-partner. If you're already at a bad stage, you're probably not going to pay too much mind to them. But if you're on good terms, I think you can have a reasonable discussion with them about it. Listen to them and see what the reason is. If the reason is nonsense, and I feel as long as you make a good decision for your child, do what you're doing.
And if he was going to go in a new relationship and he wanted to bring the child around that person, how would you go on about that situation? Be real.
I don't think any parent's going to be excited about it. But at the same time, if you're adult enough and you can have an open conversation with them and say, well, look, what do you think about the person? Do you think this person is suitable to be introduced? You have to allow the other parent to be a parent around their child because they're the parent too. So I wouldn't necessarily act up and be like, no way, over my dead body type of thing. But I would expect to be able to have a sensible conversation with reason as to what's the concerns here. And obviously the child is in your care. If there's any problems, you're the first person I'm coming to.
So a question I'll ask you then. So if you're with the new partner and he, for some reason, says he doesn't want to meet your child, is that someone that you can still be with?
Oh, of course not. No.
No?
No. Yeah, that's a waste of time. I suppose it depends. Some girls are happy to be casual and they'll never introduce their child and they don't want something pop up. But it depends what you're looking for. So if you're looking for something more long-term and stable and that person is like, well, they have no interest in meeting the child, then from there it's a waste of everybody's time.
All right. And just one more question before I decide to let you just call and go. In terms of if you decided or you was married to this person, would you expect that person to call your child dad?
No.
Okay.
I think certainly it shouldn't be something that the child is pushed into. So I don't think it should be, it shouldn't be something the child kind of pushed into. Sometimes the child might say it themselves, but I would probably correct them. But again, it depends on how early on, because some people meet people when their child's very, very young. If the co-parent's not there and the only person they know is the new person you've met and you're married in long term, then it might not be that much of an issue. But where if your children are older, I don't see any reason to be calling them dad, etc. There's other names they can call them.
So you wouldn't promote that then, no?
No.
All right, Kenisha, listen, I say thank you for phoning from South, yeah? Thanks for your call, all right?
All right, thank you.
All right, you
See
take care now.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, thank you to the last caller there, Natasha from South London. Definitely go and big it up. I got a message right here. It says most men in this situation don't even have a say. Yeah, some father. Yeah, I can agree with that kind of agree with that message there. All right. What's going on today? What is going on today? All right. We've got. Hold on. See that. People, apologize. Right? They're looking off people. I'm trying to answer the phone, and I've got people getting cut off. All right. Let me go into this. Hold on a minute, everyone. All right. Let's go into this call. Okay. The person's phoning back. What is your name and where you calling from? Hello. Hold on. Still getting used to the gadgets, everybody. Yeah. All right.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Good evening. You're through to the baby father. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello, it's Ashley from last week's call.
Oh gosh, not you. I remember you. I think everyone remembered you. How you doing?
Last week I separated some of the men from the boys. Obviously, we're not going to focus on it. I can see there's a new topic, but I just did want to say, at no point did I say like the father in question would have to be aware of the setup. So I just wanted to clarify that point. A lot of people were saying that it was wicked. It was like selfish. It was, I'm being bitter when I said, don't send the bag. But I just wanted to clarify the point was if the arrangement was the arrangement, then that
that's why that situation was as it was. But on this week's topic,
I don't know. Let me just stop you there,
Oh.
because I think there's some people who didn't maybe not see last week's one, right? So just let the
Okay.
viewers know that last week, this caller actually, she phoned up and she was the one who turned around and said that if the child is going to stay at the dad's house, she was not going to send this child of any clothes, because they supposed to be clothes at the dad's. If she wants, that's down to, because he doesn't want to send any money. So she's saying it's 50-50.
If the father wasn't making any financial contributions towards their child and was still see, and I was obviously still allowing my baby father to see the child, I wouldn't send it back, because I said the money that you're saving or not contributing, you should be ensuring that there's a wardrobe at your house and snacks and a toothbrush.
All right. So yeah. On this week's topic, what's your views on that? Introducing your child to a new partner.
I think it's a difficult one, because I think that as a mother, if you are primary, I shouldn't say as a mother, but if you are primary custodian, you're not receiving that, if you don't often get a break or anything like that, I think you can find yourself in a position where you are introducing sooner than you may like.
Yeah.
Because if for example, you've got an inconsistent baby father, and I've made plans for Saturday, and then Saturday comes and you haven't collected, it can lead to, well, there's only so often if a mother wants to move on, there's only so often you can push back or change things. So if you've got inconsistent, or you haven't got that support system around you, it can happen a lot sooner than you may want it to happen. And I think someone in the comments said it depends on which gender the parent is. And I think so. I think that mums are held to higher standards in respect of, if you've broken up, the concept is, you should just focus on bringing up your kids' relationships and stuff like that should be secondary. Your main focus should just be that. Whereas fathers can move on, and in their time they can do whatever it is that they like with their free time. But there's this, I think there's this stereotype, or there's this stigma around mothers that actually moving on, and if your child is under a certain age, that, why is she doing that? Why is she focused on man instead of focusing on her kids? And I think that stigma needs to be dropped. I think that as women, we should be allowed to, look into dating and want to get your groove back and all that good stuff. If your relationship has broken down, being a mother is completely separate to being a partner. And so I think it's definitely more difficult, as somebody I think said in the comments, depending on which parent you are. That would be my take on it.
And if your ex-partner met a new partner, would you feel okay for your child to go in and be sent to that new person's house? Would you have any problems with that?
I mean, I've been in a situation where my child was introduced to a partner without my knowledge, and I don't think that's acceptable. I think as a bare minimum, someone should give acknowledgement that there's this new person in my life, and our kid is going to be introduced to this new person. And I think all too often there are people out there, I won't say fathers because mothers do it too, who are introducing without a heads up, and you're hearing it from the child, and I shouldn't be hearing that from my child.
And when you're, I don't know, let me just I'm gonna call the person who's calling. We're gonna phone you back, all right? We're gonna phone you back. Oh, I just cut it off the caller. Let me get that caller back, and then we're gonna phone the next person who's been phoning up the phone. All right. If you just locked in, welcome to the Baby Fathers platform right here on Have Your Say. Don't forget to if you want to get involved this evening, this is the phone number right here on the screen. That is the number to get through to us if you want to get through to us on this situation. Apologies, we did cut you off by there. Apologies, I had another caller coming through. No problem. So go on.
Yeah, I just said I don't think that the first time I've heard about my child meeting a new partner should be from the child. I think that a parent should grant another parent enough respect to say, this is what the situation is, this is when it's likely to happen, because actually as a mother or as the other parent, your child may have questions, your child may have things that they want to process, and actually you should give enough to grace the other parent and say, heads up, because, you know, that child might be feeling a type of way when they've come home. And I've got no idea what's gone on at your dad's house that weekend. So for me, I was very angry because I think it's a respect thing, and minimally, I should have been told.
So, do you know the reason why when you put, did you ever pull him up when he done something like that?
Yes, none of my business.
Mm.
Apparently.
Is that because you two maybe not get on? How's the co-parenting between the both of you?
It's up and down.
Okay. And if he then decided to bring a lady around his new partner, so around your, or whatever it is, I'm not even switched on. All right. And if
because you cut me off,
and so you're right there. And if he decided that he had a problem with you meeting someone new, how would you go about that situation? Would you tell him because he didn't tell you, or would you actually have the respect to tell him?
I think you should demonstrate the behavior you want to see. So I would give him the same respect, but I wouldn't care for his opinion, because if I've got far enough into something that I believe it's the right time to do something, because for me, I couldn't be sure on somebody unless I saw them around my kids. So there's a middle ground, because some people are saying, oh, I think one caller said a year, which is okay. But then if after a year and you and my child can't there's no vibe, is it worth me even getting to a year with you? So there's that question of, you know, when is it right time? Because for me, a partner I couldn't be sure on you unless I've seen how you vibe with my kids. Would
you think you would need to have a conversation with his partner if before she met your child? Would you think that you would have a conversation?
I think I think as adults, that's what we should be able to do. I think as adults, we should be able to have conversations. You know, if there's no feelings and there's no anything, I've got no feelings for you. I'm happy that you've moved on. But I think, you know, I should be able to talk to you as a woman. But sometimes women have taken on what your ex or your men take on what the ex has said. So if the ex has a certain opinion about you, the relationship with the new partner is always going to be start off on the wrong foot. So ideally, I would love to have had a conversation with her just to, you know, have you got any sense? You know, that's good to know. You need to know what the type of person your child's going to be around, but that's not always gifted.
And if the child was with, if your boyfriend who's with your new partner was with,
yeah,
and he turned around and he said that he maybe didn't want to go that far in terms of being around your child, he wants to just keep it between you and him, is that someone you think you could be with? Or? No,
that's a red flag.
Mm-hmm. Well, what about,
because I come with the kids, especially as primary carer. I definitely come with the kids, so it's not optional. You would trying to avoid my kids would be really difficult.
A question that actually came up today on our page on the Instagram, what we posted up a bit earlier on, it was regarding to where would you put your partner, first or second in terms of your child? So in your circumstance, would you put your partner before your child if it was a long term, or would your child come before your partner?
I think they're two completely separate things, but of course my kid comes before everything.
Say again?
I said I think that they're two separate things, but I think my kid obviously comes before everything.
Okay. And is that just down to if he was even married, would that be something, or is it still always your child first?
It's always my child.
Okay, excellent. All right, thanks for your call.
Thanks. Bye.
Right, thank you. Take care now. All right, definitely go and big up to her. All right. I know that we have people phone on the phone, all right, so I'm gonna phone them. But before I actually get back at that, if you are watching live, do make sure you subscribe to the channel and press the like on the video right there on the YouTube, all right? And also if you're on the Facebook as well, make sure you do the same thing. Follow and don't forget to give us the like, all right? This is Have Your Say. We do this each and every Thursday. It's right here on the Baby Fathers platform with myself, DJ Riddler, all right? So if you do want to get involved, that is the number on the screen right there. Let me go to this numbers who has been giving us a missed call. Here we go. Let me get a hold of this number here.
Hello.
Hello, good evening. What's your name, sir, and where are you calling from?
Oh, hello, mate. It's Ryan. I'm from Hertfordshire.
Nice to speak to you, Ryan. You are from Mr. Hertfordshire area. All right. So listen, what's your understanding on this, introducing new partners to your child? How do you go about that?
For me, it's more making sure that the children's welfare is safe. That's the first priority. If I'm with someone who I know is a loving person, well, the person who I'm with is a loving person, a good mother, all of the above, then I'm happy to bring the kids around. I know people say there's like a time frame of when you should bring the kids around, and I agree with that as well. In a way, I do, because you have to get to know that person first. But yeah, for me, it's been hell.
For real, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry. We get to that part in a minute then. So how long would you say, is it 6 months, a year, 2 years before you think it's the right time for your child to meet the new partner?
I think it doesn't really come down to a time frame. Almost, I think there is in a way there is a time frame. There has to be a minimum of a few months. You have to get to know someone. You have to get to know their personality, how they are around, well, if they have children, how they are around their children, where they live in, everything like that. Where you're going to bring your children into eventually. You need to know it's a safe space for your children to be in. And if it's not, then you have to reevaluate it maybe. But yeah, I'd say 6 months to a year.
Okay.
Depending on your situation, really, yeah.
And if your ex-partner decided to introduce the child to her new partner, how would you see that? How would that be towards yourself? Would you be fine with that or not?
For me, as long as the child's safe, as long as the child is happy, if he's coming to me and saying, look, I've met so-and-so, he's my mum's new partner, he's taking me out playing football, I love playing football, all this stuff, you know what I mean? Then there's a kind of like, yeah, good. You got a role model in your life, not in the fact of this, he's coming back saying to me on the weekend when I see him or whatever, and they're saying, mum and thingy bob are arguing all the time, or, you know, as long as they're in a safe environment, I'm happy for them. And in a way as well, if they've got more of a role model with them, I'm more than happy, you know, because I'm not there anymore. So I want someone to fill my boots almost.
So do you feel, as a man, would you need to have a man-to-man conversation with the new partner first before he meets your child?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think as long as I don't hear anything bad about them, like I was saying, like as long as I don't hear anything bad about them, as long as the children are happy, even if they were to talk about them and say, look, I did this with so-and-so this week, absolutely loved it, blah, blah, blah. He takes us here, he takes us there, or, you know what I mean? I'd be over the moon. It wouldn't be a problem at all for me, to be honest.
And in terms of, you just said something about you being through some madness. What situation did you go through?
So mine was, we split up 2 years ago now. I met a partner about 6 months after, but I had to hide everything from my previous partner to make sure that I would have my children all the time. No matter what would happen, like if I said I'd be going here one weekend, it'd be like, no contact. Or if I even mentioned that I have a new partner or I'm meeting someone, no contact. If like it was on their terms, you know what I mean? Like if the children were to turn up in certain clothes and I can't provide something, no contact again. It was on them terms. So I've had to go through the whole court procedure and all that to make sure that gets pushed aside and that I now can let them enjoy themselves with me and my new partner and everything like that.
So the fact that you saying about having your new partner, if the mother had a problem with your partner, what would you do in that situation then?
For me, in my situation, the mother of my children will have a problem with any partner I have down the line. It seems that way. So for me, to be honest, for myself, I'd only be with someone who I know will be safe around my children, who wants to meet my children and wants to be involved with my children.
So
if they weren't wanting to be, then they wouldn't be involved with me. So
okay. And would that person you be with, are you expecting that lady to play mother towards your child, or is it just more you just want her just to be maybe at the back of whatever you're doing and she's just kind of there in the background?
No, not mother. No, not at all. They've got a mother, and she's doing her thing, and they've got a father, and I'm here doing my thing. So I don't expect her to ever do anything like that. There may be times later on, as it goes down the line, where if something happens and I need her to take control of the situation, I would want her to, but not as a mother role. No, but someone there who can help them lead a better life, almost. You know what? Someone who they're excited to look forward to seeing every other weekend, and are we going to go over there and see them because we love being with them? So like that. Not a mother role. No.
And what qualities would you be looking from your new partner to able to give towards your children or your child?
Just someone who's very loving. Well, I mean, I'm talking as my partner is now. So someone who's very loving, a very good mother. She's brilliant, like absolutely brilliant. I wouldn't say a bad word about her at all. I have no welfare concerns for the children while she's with them. I don't know, to be honest.
Okay, no, that's fine. Yeah. That's fine. Listen, is it Chris? Is it named Chris?
No, Ryan.
Ryan, so I apologize. Right, Ryan. I'm not good at names, right? So I apologize. Right, listen, Ryan, I say thank you for phoning up today, right, and giving your views.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say as well, all the dads out there, just hold out, and if you want to see your children, there's ways to do it as well. So do it.
All right, wicked message for that, yeah, Ryan. Yeah, take care, man.
Take care. Cheers, mate.
All right, wicked. All right. I want to say a big thanks going out to Ryan up within Hertfordshire. Thank you for your call. If you do want to get us, that is the number on the screen, which you can see right in front of us. If you are locked onto the YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and make sure you like if you haven't. All right. Make sure you do them two things for us. That'd be most appreciated. All right. So today's topic is introducing new partners to your child. I think I might just end up taking one more call for this evening, and then I'm going to round it up, and then I'll be back again next week, Thursday. All right, so also don't forget as well, make sure you check out the Baby Fathers every Sundays from 10 a.m. There is some good episodes actually coming up, so make sure you look out for that. If you haven't watched last week's episode that came out last week, Sunday, make sure you go over to the channel, over to that episode once we finish here this evening. All right, so this is the number to get through to us right here on the Baby Fathers. Have your say right here on the Baby Fathers platform. All right.
Hello.
Live caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, my name's Jessica. I'm from London.
Hi, Jessica. Nice speaking to you. Okay, so what is your understanding on introducing your new partner to your child? How would you go about that?
I guess it depends, really. Basically, I'm an ambitious person, and that's it. Like, I love my kids, and I want the best for them. You see what I'm saying? But I definitely think safeguarding is very important. So the partner I'm going to be with will have a lot to bring to my table, as much as I'm going to bring a lot to their table. So the partner I'm with, I guess I would get to know them within 3 months. You know what I mean? I would get to know them, see if they've got children, see how they are around children. From the first day you're meeting me, you're going to know I've got kids. Like, if I can't make a day or something, because my kid's sick, I want to see your reaction to that. Like, do you know what I mean? Are you going to ask, are they okay? They're my world, and I want you to be a part of our world too, but I want to see your reactions and see how you go about being child friendly. Yeah. So within the first 3 months, I guess I would have gauged that. And if he does seem to be child friendly, loves kids, I've had a background check, I know he ain't, so I mean, no done a DBS, making sure you're all safe and you got no history with like anything bad, then I would say within about 6 months' time, if it's moving that way, I think 6 months is a great time to kind of, start introducing my new partner to my child. I'll make sure my children's father would be okay with that also.
And how would you go about that? What would you say to him? Would you sit down with him and have that conversation with him?
I say my children's father is fantastic. You know what I mean? We can talk. Do you know what I mean? We can meet up. I get along with their family still. So I'll definitely sit down and just be like, well, I think from the first few dates, because fair enough, if he has them on the weekend, I'll be like, you know what? I'm going on a date. We could talk like that. You know, I'm going on a date. I would only tell him once it's serious, but then I'd be like, you know, I want to kind of let him meet the kids, but I would like for him to meet my children's father first.
And would you want them to have a man-to-man conversation?
Definitely.
And would your child's father would have to give you the okay for that to happen? Or if he turned around and said to you that I'm not feeling this guy, I don't want him around my child, how would that then sit with you?
You know what it is? My children's father knows me well enough. I make great judgments. You know what I mean? I will do everything I can to investigate this. I make sure he's right for me, make sure he's right for my family, and make sure he's right for my kids. The man-to-man conversation just needs to happen just for you two to kind of meet each other. Because you don't know, my new partner might get a bit scared, or he might not be himself around my children's father. So if he says, you know, I'm not really feeling him, I can't just end the relationship there. We just carry on, like you meet a few times, and hopefully you would like the guy that I really, really like. I have great judgment. Do you see what I mean? And eventually he will like it.
And if he had a partner, how would you go about it? How would you then go about that situation?
As long as, you know, I've always said, if you ever bring a new female around my children, he knows what I look for. Do you know what I mean? I'm not expecting them to be a mother. I'm just expecting them to love and care for my child, for my children. Yeah? I don't want you, do you know what I mean? If you have a problem, you can't message me. My children's giving you attitude, or, do you know what I mean? If there's a problem, let's talk about it. I want you to be able to pick up the phone and call me. Yeah? So the qualities he needs to see in this female first before introducing or talking to me about his new girlfriend is what she's also bringing to the table for my kids. I'm very ambitious. I want to travel. You know what I mean? So she needs to be able to also teach my children as well the same values I teach my children. I don't want my children to be like, I've got boys, no, hood rats on. Do you know what I mean? I want you to look out for my children. Just guide them. They play football. Guide them. Talk to them about football. Just be interested in my kids. But he knows what I look for, and I just need a strong female presence around my kids. And I would like for him to talk to me first about it, and just the same way I would do to him, just let's chat about it. I would like to meet her and just see how it goes.
And if your judgment wasn't the best, would it be he's told you that he wants to continue what you were kind of saying before, to give it another few more times, would that be okay with you?
You know, I go off energy, and I know they might be shy, or do you know what I mean? It might come across a certain way the first time they've met me, but once we've met a few times, then maybe my opinion can change. So hopefully, do you know what I mean? I hope that he would choose a girlfriend that's right for himself and the kids. And I guess I would have to trust his judgment and listen to what my kids say once they've finally met. Listen to them and just see how they're vibing off her and how things are going. And if, for example, they did get into a new relationship, my kids did meet them and they weren't feeling it, they were arguing, they were saying they hate her, then I would have to approach him and just be like, you know what, it's not really working. So what can we do about this?
And if you did get on with your partner and you've been in each other for a few years now, who would come first, your partner or your child?
My children will always come first. One thing, you know, even if I'm married to the person, you never know what can happen today or tomorrow, what they go outside and do, or do you know what I mean? So my children, no matter what, they're there with me for life. My partner can get up and go with a new girl, or you know what I mean? You don't know with this day and age what people are doing, social media, or what they're up to. So my kids will always come first, and that's all I have to say about that.
Okay. Well, listen, Cole, I want to say thank you for your call today, all right?
All right. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Big up to the last caller. Yeah, I'm not really good with names at times, you know. Caller, big up for phoning up, all right? I'm gonna say to what's been going on today. I just want to big up to everyone who's been interacting, everyone who's been phoning up. Definitely big it up. Every Thursday is right here. Have your say on the Baby Fathers platform, or myself, DJ Riddler. And I'm gonna say if you just locked in and you have not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you do it now and make sure you give us the likes. All right. So it's been some very interesting views today on today's show in terms of the answers we seem to be getting. A lot of people are saying that there's not really a time frame. As such, it's about more how to get to know the person first, which again I agree. Me personally, I would actually go a couple of years at least. But again, it just depends how fast or slow your relationship goes. Everyone has their things differently. All right. Another thing in terms of people meeting new, so you're getting your permission from your ex-partner for them to meet your children to meet your new partner. In terms of that, again, promoting healthy co-parenting. That if you are moving into a new relationship, because I know that what happens at times is some people may lie in that they're not in a relationship because they don't want the drama from the other person. And I get it sometimes when people might don't want to disclose that, but I do think that if you have moved on you have moved on completely and you're not holding no feelings, as long as not for like 2 months later you're trying to introduce someone after you lot just broke up. No, I'm not going to that. But if it is after a few years or a couple of years and you've now moved into a new relationship, I would recommend to tell the old person that you have moved on and you are in a new relationship. That's just coming from myself, all right? And again, if you are promoting the healthy co-parenting to all of this, it is going to be sitting down, understanding each other about them telling you that they moved on. It shouldn't be the person has moved on and then you're sitting there arguing or feeling some type of way, or you're holding a child back now because you're not happy that the father's gone into a new relationship. Again, if fathers are saying, oh, because the mum's moved on, he doesn't want to give the mum no money, or he's now being a bit more difficult of being consistent because the mother's moved on. Again, I think that needs to kind of just be scrapped. We are all grown adults. I know people have different emotions and things can be different, but moving forward, it's got to be what is the best environment for the child. So if mommy's happy and daddy's happy and there is a new person and that person is good around that child, then I don't personally see any reasons why there should be any issues that person moving on. But again, this is some of the things that you lot have been saying today, so I'm just kind of just summarizing it up. And I think yeah, that's it, man. So listen, I want to say thank you to everyone who's been interacting today. Don't forget, Sunday 10 a.m. live on YouTube. On YouTube. And a brand new episode will be coming out as well. And if you are a father and you do want to come on to the Baby Fathers podcast, do get at us on the website. All the information is on there, how you can come on, and then we can see how we can get you onto the show. And while you're on the website at www.thebabyfathers.com, do check that out. If you are having difficulties of trying to get access to see your child, that website does have some information to try and navigate you through the system, so do check it out. And if you also on there, do check out the merch as well. Fathers raise queens, father raise kings. My baby mother give me headaches. Do check out all that as well. All right. But I'm gonna say if there's nothing anymore to say on today's show, I'm gonna tell everyone to have a blessed evening, and we'll be back right here next week Thursday from 8 doing live callers where you have your say, where we do the live discussions. All right. So till next time, peace, and we out.